What's up, guys? With 1.3 right around the corner and the game in maintenance as I currently record this, let's talk about a nice tip that I personally started using yesterday after doing a little bit more testing that will help maybe using a bow on a controller that much easier. By rebinding your normal attack to R2, it allows for a little bit more fluidity when you're actually in combat with your bow. The timer at the bottom shows the time that it takes between firing a shot and being able to fire the next shot. For some bow users, you can actually fire the arrow as a full charge shot, even a few frames before the animation looks like it's fully done, so it is really hard to get a full accurate test of the comparison of the two. But after sitting here shooting a lantern for about an hour, I decided to come to the conclusion that both methods function very similarly when tested on draw time alone. Nonetheless, I personally still find the R2 mode a little bit more consistent. With the 1.3 update, mobile players will also be allowed to have access to being able to use a controller, which is huge because that not only allows this tip to apply to console, and also now mobile users. Because no matter what input method you use, aiming a bow can be really annoying at times. Even if you have the best of aim, sometimes your shots just aren't going to hit. And with bow users being some of the most precision-based units in the game, it's pretty important that you can land those shots back to back. Well, so then now you're probably wondering even more. Well, if it doesn't increase your DPS because of the shot time, what does it do? Well, that's a good question. Like actually what just happened in the background, you can see that I went to aim in using the L2, and when I went to aim in, it instantly aimed out. Don't mind that one shot, that's another thing that I don't like. Hitting hitboxes on moving targets is just crazy weird sometimes. Sometimes the shots just completely whiff for no reason. Something which thankfully is being addressed in the 1.3 update. To master the R2 trigger timing as well, all you really have to do is just wait half a second after the arrow's been fired to then hold down R2 again to fire the next arrow. You'll notice that within this time the arrow is back almost at a full resting position, allowing you to then charge the next shot. You can do this with the L2 as well, but at least from my test, after using the L2 mode of trigger activation, it seemed to lead to more inconsistency with actually trying to be able to fire the shot right after another. Which is where I ended up ultimately swapping to the R2 mode just because it led to more consistency, even if it did lead to me always messing up a few auto attacks and skill activations, getting used to it. So if you're an avid bow user on console, or PC and you just want to use a new controller, or if you're a new mobile user and you're going to start using a controller as well, maybe you should try out this tip, see which one you like more, and let me know down below in the comments if this tip actually ended up helping you, or just made you feel like you were a worse bow player than you were by the end. The rest of the footage is just me trying out the tip in Spiral Abyss Floor 11 with the Ganyu solo and see how it really put up, and honestly, in the end, I really like the feel of it. I feel I have a lot more control to be able to actually use my next shot, and that I shouldn't have to waste any more unnecessary stamina because I'm about to get hit because I couldn't see around my FOV because my bow was aimed in. At least with the R2, I can aim out, give a quick sweep, and be able to observe what I can then, in turn, shoot at for my next target.